this offseason is getting crazy. We got so many free agency moves we don't even know what to do with, but we're going to try. We got your Suds of Studs. He's going to talk quarterbacks this week. We got your big threat energy after all this free agency. Who are those teams that are going to challenge the Chiefs? Who are going to challenge the Bucks for the number one spot in each conference? We got that all and more. Hit that subscribe button. It's nickel and dime. Sean, we can both rest a little bit easier. The unholy one, the evil Drew Brees, has finally announced his retirement after dragging his feet for so long.
Pour one out for the boy, man. Pour one out, or don't, depending on how you feel about him.
Get out of here.
We could not see that dude go fast enough. I really thought that he was going to pull a fast one and try to come back for another year. I thought he was
too. I thought, God, I'm so glad he I don't know what I was going to do if he came back one more year.
I mean, I guess we would have had to suffer through it, but this would have been the first time in a long time that I would have not been scared of the Saints going in. I'm just going, and
they are falling apart a little bit. They are falling apart a little bit.
Right?
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong. I mean, we're going to talk about it with a lot of the free agency news here coming up in a second. But the Saints specifically, Drew, they just don't have a luster that they once did. And even if, getting back to my point, but even if Drew Brees was coming back this year, I don't know that I would have been scared of him. But I'd have been like, okay, I know that they will be there as a team, but versus my team, I would not have been scared of them. And the Panthers gave them a run for their money last year too in that first game, I believe.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I'm just glad he's gone, man. I wanted to start the show on a high note. You know what I mean? Not that you need wins right now, because you're getting wins left and right. Congratulations, sir, on your nuptials. We got a married man in the house.
Hey, put that ring on it.
She did. She did put that ring on it. Good for her.
Yeah, shout out to my wife, man. Shout out to my wife.
Well, speaking of being a family man, let's get into it, because I know housekeeping's on your list now. You got to keep the house. Got to be a kept man a little bit. You know what I mean?
For sure. A domesticated man.
Domesticated.
Right.
Shaq Barrett, you get your boy back. You get your boy back. You paid for him. You definitely paid for him. Where'd that money come from?
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope you guys know, because I don't know.
Listen, man, this is Mike Greenberg and everybody. This has been the key term here recently, Drew. This has been the key term, but look it up. It is voidable years.
Voidable. Please, sir, please tell me. Please enlighten me on that, because I've tried to wrap my head around this, and I'm starting. Okay. I feel like I'm starting to understand it, which means I'm not understanding it at all. So please. Right. Enlighten me on vote. They're basically paying 1 year, but they're spreading it out over 4 kind of thing.
Right. Yeah. So that's what they're doing.
Is this a Bobby Bonilla situation?
It sort of is. But basically, what they're doing is they're taking a lesser hit up front. But whenever those later years come around, say you void last 4 years of the deal and it comes due in 2023, you actually have to pay that money even if the player is not there. So it results in dead cap money. So it's fine for a short-term situation, but if in the same situation, they have been doing this for a while. So now you have those players who they have to pay a lot of dead cap, but they're not going to be with the team. They're letting them go because they can't pay young guys and pay these old guys with this dead cap in these voidable years that have now come due. But if you agree with if the player agrees with the team, you can also void those years and they can just pay them up front or kind of move the money around there. But basically, you can push the money aside for a couple years, figure out when you actually want to get it, and then kind of go from there. So, that's from a guy who is also trying to understand it. Yeah.
Okay, are we seeing it more this year because they're banking on the cap going up in future years when that TV
Yes,
money
sir.
comes around? Okay.
Yeah. And Drew, it's going to be as early as next year because
Right.
once everything gets back, if they actually do have a full offseason, a lot more revenue to go around. So it does it like, and this is, and I'll equate this in a minute, but everybody's going to have a lot more money in the next couple of years. Once I think they're thinking on average 30 million, it should be next year alone. So that's a lot more players, a lot more everything for pretty much every team. Ticket sales, all that stuff. They want to get it full swing. So I would not be surprised to see everybody go hard in free agency next year.
I mean, is this not going hard right now? Like, good. Like, if this is a prequel to what's good, then good God, man, because it is. Yeah. I'm going to get into some names, and you know what? There's no way we can cover all of this because this has been ridiculous so far.
It's been crazy.
We're going to touch on some names.
Yes, and Drew, right before you get into it, before you mention your first name, you already gave me Shaq Barrett, and I will say this: he took less money. He took money off the table to stay with the Bucks. You know what I'm saying?
72 million.
And that's it. I mean, that's 72. He could have had, I think, at least like 80, 82, something like that. If full off the full deal. But Drew gonna get into it, man. But Shaq Barrett back in Tampa, ready for this run, baby. Let's do it.
Yeah, well, I mean, let's start saying, and you can tell me straight up if you don't care at all. I won't be offended because it's a lot.
Oh, okay.
And some of them mean something. Some of them, we'll see. But I mean, we got to start with the win now Patriots, just throwing money at people.
Yeah.
Hunter Henry, Kendrick Bourne, Nelson Aguilar, Jonnu Smith, Jalen Mills. Judon.
Jalen Mills.
Matt
Judon is a good one too. Jalen Mills, I'm not necessarily, it's a good signing for them, right? Because he gets in that system. But, I mean, Drew, they're now back to the 2 tight end set. Ooh. I mean, Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith, threats.
That's crazy.
I mean, yeah. And you want to know what's crazy, though, is they just went, Drew, last year in the draft and picked up 2 tight ends. So, Bill Belichick is having to admit some mistakes, but he's doing it by doing something that the Patriots don't normally do, going after free agents. You know what I mean? So
I'm not used to this.
I'm excited.
I don't know how to handle this.
Yeah. It's crazy. Imagine, I mean, where are you looking to draft? Where are you looking to draft Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith now in next year's fantasy draft? You know what I'm saying? They're moving up a couple spots. Right? Yeah,
but I don't know, man. I've been burnt those years, where, RIP, Aaron Hernandez and Gronk were in it. I feel like they were putting up numbers, but I feel like there was some stuff on the table because you had to compete with both of them. You know what I mean? Like, I would always put the one in that didn't score 2 touchdowns and had 100 yards.
Yeah, I had Aaron Hernandez, and I think I won the championship that year, but like, that was the year that both of them, Gronk and Hernandez, were going
yards.
off. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So it's crazy, man. But RIP Aaron Hernandez is a guy. I guess however you feel about him.
Sad story. Juice, Kyle Juszczyk going back to the 49ers.
That's your man's. That's a good deal for them.
It is. Yeah. 5 years, 27 mil. I feel like that's good for both sides.
Yeah,
because he's basically a tight end running back. You know what I mean? Like, he catches the ball out the backfield. Like, hit the 49er. If he's on your team, you use the fullback. Like, he's the last. Like, I feel like the last samurai with the fullback position.
Yeah, he really is. And I think, Drew, you hit the nail on the head. That's why I think he re-signed with the 49ers, is because they utilize him the best.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he's dynamite in that system. Why would you leave that and you can get paid there? That's a win-win for everybody. So I'm not surprised that he re-signed with them. I am curious to see what I wonder what his market was, though.
Right.
Like what other teams were kind of in the fold.
I did see Baltimore made a play. Baltimore tried to bring him back home. The other team in the league that knows how to use him. Yeah.
I mean, if you love something, then you let it go. If it comes back to you, it's meant to be, and he didn't come back to Baltimore. So,
Right. They are trying so hard to get a wide receiver, which rightfully so. They need to.
Yeah.
I would have liked to see Kenny Galladay end up there, but he ends up in the Giants. Kenny Galladay going to New York in a deal that surprised a lot of top people. They did not see that going that way.
Well, I don't. The quarterback situation is still TBD. I mean, basically, but I mean, their weapons. I really like what they got on paper there, and hopefully Daniel Jones can continue to ascend. But we'll see what's going on with it.
Also,
I like
pick
it
up
though.
Kyle Rudolph.
I love Kenny Galladay.
Yeah. Kyle Rudolph going to New York as well. So,
it's definitely a good move for him. And he can be a nice addition onto Evan Ingram up there. Evan Ingram can't stay healthy. I mean, he's always missing games too as well, so it's a nice little backup option for him.
Yeah. A couple of a running back duo. Well, I mean, they were a trio with Dylan last year, but Aaron Jones staying with Green Bay, Jamal Williams going to Detroit.
Yeah. I'm curious. Like, I'm very curious to see how he does in Detroit. Obviously, he's going to be their bell cow. I mean, who else do they have up there? Well, they got Swift, so it's going to be a nice 1-2 punch up there then.
Yeah.
It'll be a nice 1-2 punch. I think it'll be more of a 50-50 than it was in Green Bay though.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Especially
if Swift showed he could, he misses a game here or there.
True. I really I guess I just really like Jamal Williams. He's kind of an all around back. Detroit got him for pretty cheap, so I think it's a good move for them, Drew. I think it's a good all around move.
Little moves here or there for Detroit.
Right.
Few moves here.
If Jared Goff can be if he could be a little something, man, they might get a couple wins and then they might be trying to make that ascension, man. Trying to get to the top.
Need to see what they're gonna do with wide receivers because Galladay's gone. So is Marvin Jones. Marvin Jones is gone too. So, who's he gonna throw the ball to?
I don't know. I mean, where they picking? Because I mean, I hate to telegraph a pick, but they're picking pretty high. I would imagine they're probably going to try to go after the top receiver.
They're gonna have to.
They're gonna have to. Yep, they're gonna have to.
I mean, speaking of Marvin Jones, he goes to Jacksonville. That could be interesting. Nice little target for Trevor to throw the ball to.
Yeah. If there was any doubt, Trevor Lawrence is going to the Jaguars, man. I mean,
that's
it's
only
almost
certainty.
as bad as them. Only certainty. And it's like, Drew, you remember when the Rams? I think that was probably the last time, but the Rams signed Sam Bradford way early. That might have been the Gerald McCoy and Ndamukong Suh draft.
Okay.
I think that might have been the same draft back in 2010, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. But
damn, they just straight up came out and that's who we're getting.
Yeah, it was that's who we're getting. So number 2, you're on the clock. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, let me ask you this: if you're a free agent, and maybe you're a Shaq Griffin who also went to Jacksonville,
right?
Are you excited about Jacksonville right now? Like you're gonna have a new young quarterback that everyone's touted very highly. You got, can Urban Meyer succeed in the NFL? Would you be excited to go? Is Jacksonville a fun place to play again? Because it had that mass exodus. Are you excited to go to Jacksonville as a free agency again?
Well, I think honestly, man, I think so. Because there's the allure of Urban Meyer, and there's been a couple of free agents that have already went there. One is escaping my mind now, but I just read a quote that he was like, well, Urban, I did great things with Urban Meyer as my coach. I want to say it was the running back. I want to say it's the running back. But Drew, a couple of years ago when they had all those players and they were winning games, fun atmosphere. Did you not want to go to the stadium and hop in that pool?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I want to go chill in the pool. Their fans are rabid about that team. Yeah. And if they're good, it just kind of helps everything. Urban Meyer's there. You know you're getting a young quarterback. They do have some pieces there, especially with James Robinson. And, hopefully Trevor Lawrence is who you think he's going to be.
Right.
If they win a couple of games, it could be a nice grassroots operation down there. And then it'll be a destination. So I wholeheartedly, yes, I think especially if they get saucy this year, it's just exactly what you're saying this year. What you're saying this year is going to be double time next offseason if Jacksonville wins a couple games. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I hear you.
It's just kind of a fun. I mean, it's another Florida. It's a Florida town, and
right.
Florida. I mean, if you thought Tampa got wild, you know what I'm saying? Like Jacksonville's like that all the time.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I
hear you. A couple wide receivers going to new places. Corey Davis to New York. Emmanuel Sanders to Buffalo.
Yeah.
And Curtis Samuel. I knew he was gone, but it hurt. Yep. He's going to the Washington football team.
He is. Man, that's Curtis Samuel, and we talked about this in the group chat, man, but like Curtis Samuel finally gets used the way he's supposed to be used, balls out, leaves
and it gets him paid.
The team that drafted him. Yeah, gets him paid, and I do not like. I'm just a fan who doesn't like losing homegrown talent. I don't care what team they draft, and I think a lot of fans feel that way. Drew, I mean you too.
Yep. Yes.
Yeah.
It hurts.
Yeah.
I mean, as soon as he balled out last year, I was like, oh, he gone.
Especially like with the year y'all were having, I guess you could kind of see the writing on the wall on that one.
Yeah, no doubt. I was like, yeah, there's no way we can afford him now. That sucks. Because it was the same thing with Josh Norman. You know what I mean? When he balled out, I was like, oh, okay, he's gone. We're not gonna be able to pay him. And Bradbury too.
Bradbury too, but Drew, I will have to say, like, from what I remember, you can speak to this more than I can, but like from what I remember, the Panthers, I guess in the Jerry Richardson era is what it was, but like y'all were always a team who kept your homegrown talent, and then it's really started to change in the last couple of years. Maybe
we don't keep nobody,
blooming contracts, but like it seems like y'all don't do that anymore, man.
Yeah, I don't, changing philosophy. I think, luckily we finally have someone higher up that there's no rhyme or reason to it. He's going to give contracts to good players. I just knew with our cap situation, and going after a quarterback, which we'll get into, unfortunately, breaks my heart. We're not probably going to do that now. But I knew we weren't going to throw a lot of money at him, considering even when he was used the way he was used is still probably our third priority in the wide receiver game. So yeah, it's unfortunate, but like again, I hate seeing it. Oh, for sure, man. I am excited what the Panthers are doing though. Got to sign Reddick. We finally got some O-line help and depth. I'm pumped. I think the Panthers are doing and they're making some smart decisions. I'm still curious to how we're going to draft this year.
Very curious to see that as well. How y'all draft. Very curious to see that. Also a low key great move for y'all was, I mean, we mentioned this last show, but re-signing Taylor Moton.
Yeah.
That was and shout to the teams who are re-signing their players, a la Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We're getting all of our players back. And I do count that as free agent signings because, like, I mean, there's a lot of people who are coming back to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers who other teams would love to have, and there was a lot of interest out there. So shout to those boys for taking a little bit less and staying with the team. But geez, I mean, it does seem like I just don't know. It seems like the season never stopped. And like we're knee deep in free agency, and now everybody is just signings left and right, left and right. It doesn't even seem like there's going to be a middle tier at this point.
It seems like someone gets released, they're scooped. Like teams are just like,
yep, yeah. I don't think it's going to stop, but I mean, we still got the rest of the offseason. We still got the rest of the offseason. So,
the Texans, another team that has added some depth or some players here. They get Phillip Lindsay, Mark Ingram, Christian Kirksey, They trade their linebacker McKinney to the Dolphins for Shaq Lawson. So
right.
Texans making some plays. You know what I mean? They we'll get to it in just a second, but they picked up a couple of quarterbacks.
They trying, man. They are trying. I mean, they got to do something. I mean, they are still a franchise. It's not like they
don't stop until they get an answer.
Right. Yeah.
Like, we can't do anything until we know for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Tyrod, another job. You know what I'm saying?
Got another job. I love it.
In the place to be.
Also, the Raiders. The Raiders making a couple of low-key moves, beefing up some areas. They got Ngakoue, Solomon Thomas, Kenyon Drake, John Brown.
I love John Gruden. He'll always have a place in his heart, in my heart. But I want to say I like John Gruden's mentality for a Solomon Thomas. Like, because John Gruden, honestly, like, I mean, let's just call it out. John Gruden's gonna talk shit to that man. Like, he's gonna talk shit to Solomon Thomas.
He's gonna break that man in training camp.
He is gonna cuss that man up and down the field, and he will either unlock Solomon Thomas, or you'll see Solomon Thomas maybe get one other shot after he leaves the Raiders. But, like, I'm sorry. Like, he's going to get under his skin. He's going to see what Solomon Thomas. And I want that for Solly T. I mean, I want that for him, man. I want that for him. And then Ngakoue, it could be a very good signing there for the Raiders. So,
Bud Dupree to the Titans. AJ Green to the Cardinals. That could be a pretty good signing there.
Yeah.
Keanu Neal going to the Dallas. Didn't see that coming.
We talked about him. Talked about him in free agents, that Dallas might have a steal on their hands, and it's a very, because of his injury history, it is what it is. But that is a move that could have a very high upside. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
The type of player that he could be. So we'll see what happens with that.
John Johnson goes to Cleveland. They're really upgrading the defense too. Got McKinley, Hill, Jackson. A lot of good signings in Cleveland.
Yeah, Cleveland did some work. They did some work, and it seems like Cleveland was real last year. It wasn't fake. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't.
It had
fake
a foundation
last year, and now, damn right. And what they're doing, Drew, is they're going after it. Like, they getting after it. And I kind of appreciate that if I'm a Cleveland fan, because, like, they saw that shit it was real last year.
Yeah.
The obviously the team, the brass saw that as well, and they're like, all right, give me these free agents. We need good players. We need solid players. Like, and it's not, all of the players that they have gotten are not flashy players. Like, John Johnson ain't a flashy player, but
he's arguably one of the best at his position, you know?
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's the type, and that's how Cleveland. That's the type of town Cleveland is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How Cleveland. So I like it, man. Shout to the Browns. You know I love the Browns, though.
Yeah.
You know I love the Browns.
Yeah. Minnesota making some moves. Pick up Patrick Peterson and Dalvin Tomlinson.
Yes,
Minnesota making some moves.
Yeah, people think that Pat P signing might be pretty good, Drew. In that scheme with Mike Zimmer.
I can see him in purple. I can see him.
Yeah.
Kyle Long and Joe Thuney going to the Chiefs, beefing up that O-line. Hey,
but they still ain't got no tackles, though. I just thought about that. They ain't got no tackles. They got 2 guards and lost their 2 tackles. So who's going to protect the outside?
They'll figure it out. They'll get the draft going. I don't know. I trust Andy Reid. I trust Reid. I don't think Reid will get caught with his pants down like that again.
He better not. There's some large pants.
Yeah, I don't think he'll trip on that again. 2 more real quick. Jared Cook to the Chargers and Deshaun Jackson to the Rams. I'm excited. If he can stay healthy, I'm kind of excited about that one. I know you feel a type of way about him, but
yeah, I mean, I like the move. Put it that way. I like the move. Sean McVay is like, it's fine. It's fine.
Oh, man.
You know, it's fine.
Not Tampa Bay, so you don't have to worry about it.
That was never in doubt.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Real quick, I think the Broncos signing Kyle Fuller and Darby for those cornerback spots, and then they also paid their guy Justin Simmons. That secondary is going to be trouble in the AFC, I feel like.
Yeah. It just seems like the Fullers, they're just good football players. Like Kyle, Kendall, I like them, Yeah.
Let's get into that carousel of quarterbacks because that's still spinning nonstop this offseason.
It still is. Still is.
We talked about all the upgrades and all the signings that the Patriots have made. One of them being Cam Newton's coming back to New England. How do you feel about that? You gonna pick him up in fantasy football again?
No, I'm not gonna do that. That inconsistent ass play took me straight to last place. I will not make that mistake again.
You're not re-signing him. So New England re-signed him. You're not re-signing him.
Nah, I ain't re-signing that man to my fantasy roster. But but from a football perspective, like from a football standpoint, I like it. I do like the move, you know what I mean? But from a fantasy standpoint, no. But you give Cam another year in that system, Drew. You give him another year in that system.
And some weapons.
Hopefully get that some weapons, man. Like, and Drew, I'm glad that we're talking about this right now because you can speak to this more so than anybody, but I feel like Cam is almost at his most dangerous when he has a great tight end or a good tight end. Is that
him
true?
And Olsen were perfect for each other.
Thank you. I mean, Olsen, like he was Olsen or Olsen was Cam's crutch for years.
And he's got now the stats to show it,
Right, and you're giving him two capable tight ends. And it's really, and shouts to the Patriots, though, because, like, for as good as Hunter Henry can be, he can't stay healthy or something's always going on there. But now you got Jonnu Smith, who is is probably going to be the number 2 out that group, but could easily be I'd say a 1A more than a 2.
Yeah.
So I like it. I like it all the way around. So running backs, yeah. Hopefully, I don't know what they're going to do with James White, but New England could be dangerous.
Again, I thought we just got rid of them, and here they come again. Because Bill Belichick can't lose. He can't lose. He can't take it. I get it. Yeah. It's what's won him all of these Super Bowls. But just suck for a while, man. Come on.
He is not letting it happen.
Well,
Boston ain't letting it happen.
Nah. Buffalo signing Mitchell Trubisky. Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they develop quarterbacks. Look how well they developed Josh Allen. This could be good for both parties.
And we were talking about this before, but like, Drew, I really think that Mitchell Trubisky is acknowledging the fact that he is a backup quarterback. That's what move.
For now.
For now. But he went to a place that offense, he is a smaller, less good version of Josh Allen. You know what I'm saying?
You're not as talented, kid.
You're not as talented. But that offense would bode well for him. It would definitely suit him well. So I really like the move from a backup standpoint. And Josh Allen's been healthy, but in the event that he's not,
if he's going to keep running,
Trubisky presents as
if he's going to keep running, there's going to be times where he's not going to be healthy. It's just the nature of the beast. Yeah.
Yep.
And look at what Nick Foles. So great signing by Buffalo. You know what I mean? Like if anything, we know you got to have a backup just in case.
Yeah. It's just a move. It's a move, and a lot of teams are really starting to hone in on good backup quarterbacks because they got to, especially the good teams, because you got to keep that ball rolling, man. You know what I'm saying?
We talked about it. You said it. Even just your slip up right now with the great back. Like, I think mediocre quarterbacks can make great backups. You know what I mean? We've talked about it before. You don't have to be amazing to come in and save the game. You know what I mean? When you're in quarterback backup mode, just protect the ball. Don't turn it over.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do.
And they'll probably call the offense to suit that. Like, they don't want you to mess it up either, Like, they ain't going to call an aggressive game plan unless, like, in crazy outlier situations. But, for the most part, don't mess it up.
Fitzmagic takes his talents to Washington. How you feel about that? Is he the guy? Are they done? Are they still going to draft somebody? Like, what's going on here?
I think so, man. Oh, if they, like, Ryan Fitzpatrick said he was done. Like, he said he was done, and then he goes to Washington. I got to imagine that he was like, look, I'll retire in the middle of the season if y'all fuck with me. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. If you start this, if you come into training camp with Taylor Heineke or you try to play these quarterback games, like, I'm out. Because, like, that's what it seems like to me. It almost
broke him last year.
Because, right. That's what I'm saying. So for him to be like, say he's completely done and then like, wait, he's going to Washington? Like out of nowhere? That's what it seems to be to me. Like they were just like, look, man, we not playing. Come quarterback this team and we just going to ride with you, you know? over. Okay. So Drew, over under 10 games before Ryan Fitzpatrick gets pulled.
I got to say under. Because it happens to him time and time again, man. He's going to come in. He's going to win the first, 3 games, and then he's going to start to skid a little bit. He's going to start throwing those picks. He's going to start turning the ball over in the worst possible times. He's going to basically Jake Delhomme it for all my Panthers fans out there.
Oh,
we all know how bad it got there at the end of his career.
Bro, I was thinking about this. They were talking about it on the radio, and I thought about you. My fault. I didn't mean to derail you, but it pertains to the Panthers. It pertains to the Panthers. They were talking about this on the radio, and don't get me wrong, Drew. I don't know about there in Tennessee, but like in North Carolina, man, I hate the local radio in the Triangle, in the Raleigh region. Like, it's like, honestly, like, there's bigger stuff out there, but they are so hyper-focused on college sports because of this area. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, that's all it is. And, like, it gets boring from time to time, but either way,
it's good.
They posed a great question.
I just get Titans 24/7 around here.
Right, yeah. Which, I mean, but that's, like, it's a bigger scale thing. But anyway, I digress.
Vanderbilt kind of sucks. So, I don't know. If they were better, I'm sure we'd hear more about it.
Yeah. But they were talking about Cam Newton and how like Panthers fans have been slandering Cam Newton, but this was also a quarterback who was arguably the greatest quarterback that your franchise has seen.
There's no arguably.
I mean, if you think about
it,
right?
The greatest quarterback we've ever had.
That's what I was thinking. I mean, Jake Delhomme got y'all to a Super Bowl. Yeah, but apparently there's a lot of Panther fans who were like,
outta here.
Nah.
Dude, get out of here.
Yeah,
that
it was kind of crazy.
2015 MVP, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
Because no one could touch that dude until the Broncos knocked him out on his feet in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, yeah. And then he got y'all to a Super Bowl. There's only one other quarterback in franchise history who's done that, and that was Jake Delhomme.
Who are they arguing with him? Rodney Peete? Who
I don't know. I caught the conversation at the tail end, but like
Matt Moore, who in the Panthers history can even compare to this dude? A, numbers wise, and B, athleticism wise. Nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying put a statue out in front of Bank of America or anything yet, but like, you know, let's have a little perspective here.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know.
We are fighting for the title of best quarterback in Carolina Panthers history. All right, let's simmer down, okay? Calm down.
Oh, man.
Andy Dalton is Chicago bound. Do they have their guy?
Yeah. Well, I think so. Because, like, apparently I'd heard through like just reading and stuff like that they may be trying to get rid of Nick Foles.
Yeah, rumor is he's going back to Philly.
They're trying to offload his contract. So, like, who else is there if Trubisky's gone and Foles is gone? I mean, I don't know if unless they
dare they move up to get a quarterback again?
A flyer on a young quarterback. I mean, draft night is going to be, dude, and that's the crazy thing, man. I really am. I feel like the draft is going to be crazy this year just because of the year that we had. But, like, honestly, I feel like there's going to be a lot of trades this year, man. Like, something is just because I've tried to piece together, like, in my mind, a mock draft of, like, okay, I think this is going to happen. I think this is going to happen. This is going to happen. But, like, one, I don't know where. I don't have a good idea of where players are going to go. I know the players. I don't know, but there's teams with a lot of needs. There's quarterback needy teams. There's trade worthy scenarios. There's money issues. There's you know what I'm saying?
There's going to be so many different strategies from different teams.
Yes. Yep.
I can't wait. And I don't envy you. Sean is our in-house mock draft person. I do not envy this man whatsoever, because I would look at it like I looked at the SATs back in high school. Where do I start? I don't know.
Yeah.
Do I put my name here? I would pencil.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even Sharpie in Trevor Lawrence right now because that's how unsure I am. I would pencil in Trevor Lawrence at first and then have no clue where to go after that.
Yeah, look, I'm very. I'll be honest. I'm very usually I love doing the mock drafts, and usually I would say since 2015 I've really gotten the top 10 a lot right. Maybe even a little bit past that. But this year, man, I'm a little nervous about penciling these in.
Yeah. I'm intrigued to see what you come up with, because I truly have nowhere to start.
I'm only doing one, and that is for the Nickel and Dime Football Show, our show, and we're going to let it ride, man. We're going to let it ride.
Speaking of let it ride, we'll end this quarterback carousel segment and just say it. Tyrod Taylor and Ryan Finley going to Houston because this Deshawn mess is getting deep.
Man,
it's almost like see this coming at all.
No, that's why I'm so taken aback by it, because I haven't even really read into it, because I am maybe unlike most people, but I am always innocent until proven guilty, and 9 times out of 10. So I want to see the whole story before I make any judgment. So I really haven't even read up on it, but I know there's a lot of accusations, 11 or something now.
Yeah, that's tough,
and it ain't good.
That's tough.
And this is the opposite of any news is good news. You know what I'm saying?
Right. There's no good news when it comes to this.
No, and that's what I mean. For him, that's what I'm saying. He's a guy who's his image is what it is, and you just don't you just don't see it coming. So I'm very curious to know the specifics, and hopefully it is not what he is being accused of. But if it is, then you get your just desserts. I don't know, man. It's a horrible time. Yeah. It's a horrible time. And you know what? The crazy thing about it is, Drew, he was kind of on the Panthers' radar. So, how do you feel about the events that's transpired over the past couple of days, man?
Heartbroken. I was just starting to get excited, and kind of to the point of where I was going to be disappointed if Deshawn didn't come to Carolina. You know what I mean? I kept trying to tell myself, hold off. And then we just kept making the right moves to clear some money, and more people were talking about it on Twitter, and more Carolina insiders were starting to get hyped about it. And then when I felt like a deal could happen, instead, when I get an alert about Deshaun Watson on Twitter, it's that he's got allegations against him. And it was like he was already my quarterback. My heart sank a little bit for him.
Yeah,
because that sucks, man. And I mean, it's like you said, there's a no-win situation. He either did it, and he's a terrible person, and I hate that.
Right.
Or
he didn't do it, and it still tarnishes his image a little bit.
He's still done for the foreseeable future. You got to think. You know what I mean?
Right.
It sucks.
Yeah. It's just one of those that I hate that this whole situation in general, because it's a no-win situation for anybody, especially the victim. You know what I mean? It just sucks, man. It just sucks. I don't know.
I got it. Well, to end the quarterback carousel on a higher note, I just want a quick yes or no for either one. With all the stuff floating around with Russell Wilson in Seattle and Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay, yes or no, will Russ be a Seahawk and will Aaron Rodgers be a Packer in 2022?
Aaron Rodgers, yes. 2022.
Yeah, next year.
Aaron Rodgers, yes. Russell Wilson, say it ain't so, man. No, I don't know. It's just too much going on right now. It's too much going on. And I was on that train, Drew. I was on that train of him staying, but I don't see it.
That especially if they like stutter out of the gate this year, that's gonna yeah. Everything, like we said last year when we talked about Seattle, everything's fine when you're winning games.
Yep.
They don't win games.
Yep. And like, Drew, if they do like you said and they stumble out of the gate, that seems like to me it would be all of that underneath the surface tension now unfolding. You know what I mean? Because if it spills out onto the field, it's nowhere left for them to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Got to get rid of them.
Ooh.
Russ got to get rid of them.
Yeah. I hope they're both gone. I just for pure chaos reasons. I want us to look back on 2021 quarterback carousel next year and be like, that was tame. I want madness. Madness.
This is who Alfred was talking about in the Batman series. Drew is who they was talking about when they said that some people just like to watch the world burn. And Drew was that person.
I am that person.
Drop that match.
All right. Well, with that being said, with all of the free agencies and all of the crystal ball future predictions, we got Big Threat Energy Special Edition. Who now, Sean? I'll let you take the NFC. I'll take the AFC. Who now do you see with the biggest threat to your defending NFC champion, Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
Oh, hate to let you down, Drew, but I don't really see anybody that got a lot of free agent additions as a big threat. But I do have some teams that I like, and honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, both of these teams gave Tampa a run for their money. Oh, man, I'm just now thinking about it, and it's hurting a little bit.
Good.
Give me a little bit of an ulcer. But listen, my first team, both are NFC East teams, Drew. Both are NFC East teams. God. As far as how they added free agent additions, okay. I really like it. Like, I would say that these teams are now more of a threat with their free agent additions than they were prior. But the first one, the New York Giants. I mean, obviously, Drew, they added Kenny Galladay. To a team that already has Darius Slayton, who's underrated. You get Saquon Barkley back. They got Evan Ingram. You have Sterling Sharp. And now they also added John Ross, wide receiver John Ross. Yeah. I mean, if he's like your fourth receiver and at a 4-2 fourth receiver, I like that. So not only that, but they also added Devontae Booker because Saquon can't stay healthy, and he's a good backup. And then, like you said earlier, they also added Kyle Rudolph. So, like, they kind of made some sneaky good moves, man, in my opinion. And I really like what they did to make themselves more of a threat in the NFC. Hopefully that can put them over the top and get a couple more games to be right in this thing. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe
and they adding the damn what is that? The 17th game, 18th game, whatever.
Oh yeah, we got another game.
Yeah. So it's gonna get interesting.
Okay. Who's your other team out of the East?
Other team out of the East.
I can't believe I'm saying that. NFC East. All
right. It ain't the Eagles. It's the Washington football team.
Oh,
I really like what they did too, man. Yeah, okay. I like what they did. Look, adding your boy Curtis, because I talked about it before, but I like Ron Rivera. I like what he's doing. Yeah. The culture seems to be right there. They're adding good players. They get Curtis Samuel in there. You get Ryan Fitzpatrick, if it's the Ryan Fitzpatrick that got yanked so unbecomingly. You know what I mean? Like, also, sneaky good defensive signing, William Jackson III, who I like from the Bengals. They get him. And then also Lamar Miller is now back in Washington as well. So, yeah. So, sneaky good roster moves, depth pieces to kind of make themselves into more of what they were. They were already in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you add another good corner to that defensive line that is going to have to make the quarterback hold the ball a little bit longer. I like it.
I did not see you going that route.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Who you got, man?
Can you imagine if the NFC Championship game next year is the Washington football team versus
and the Giants?
The Giants.
Yeah. I mean, it ain't going to be the Eagles. I don't think it's going to be the Eagles. The Eagles not going to be there. So, I mean,
I can't believe I'm saying this. Cowboys?
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's going to be Dallas in one of those two teams.
Okay.
But if they all beat up on each other, man, I mean, like, Dak still got to stay upright. He's got to get the ball to those receivers. Washington has one of the best defensive lines in the league. I mean, that could easily win you 2 games, could it not?
Yeah.
Who says those 2 games can't be against Dallas? You know what I'm saying?
As long as the winner has a winning record. That's all I care about. That's all I care about.
That's true. But nah, so I was just going off of free agent additions. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
like,
yeah. No,
I don't think, like, they might not be playoff teams, but, you know, I like it. I like what they did, you know.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Drew is suspect.
All right. Well, in the AFC, I think I got my eye on a couple teams that are going to be challenging the Chiefs for the throne. I don't think the Chiefs are relinquishing that throne anytime soon, but I think there's going to be 4 teams challenging in the AFC for the next few years. I think Baltimore's one of them, but I don't really want to talk about them till they get a wide receiver. Okay, so check back in with me when Baltimore actually does something to help their running back throw the ball. Okay. But the other 2 teams that I think are in the hierarchy of the AFC now, especially they're making some good signings. They're improving their team. One, Sean, you're gonna love this. Cleveland Browns. They're building off of the success they had last year. I think they got that Pittsburgh chip off their shoulder, and I don't think Pittsburgh's gonna be anybody that's gonna question their authority next year. Signing John Johnson, getting the defensive end McKinley, cornerback Troy Hill, defensive tackle Jackson. We haven't heard any Odell Beckham drama, so that makes me optimistic that he can slide back into the team and actually contribute without it being the OBJ show. So that's good. Yeah. That's good news for them.
Yeah. Because, like, why not? Especially if they hold on to him into next year and then, like, anything happens. Into next year, he's a tradable asset from the jump. So, I don't think you're going to get that. Like, I think he's probably going to come in humble. You know what I'm saying? Just hopefully ball out. Yeah. And, And then if he goes somewhere else, maybe it'll be somewhere he wants. So, I don't know.
The other team I think that can compete, Buffalo Bills. I think they bring in Sanders to go with to kind of do what John Brown did last year. And Trubisky, I think that's a low-key great signing to be their backup. He can win some games if Josh Allen goes out.
It was. Yeah.
They bring Milano back. They got Williams and Feliciano. They bring those guys back. I think they got a great team, man. I think we're going to get a run it back situation in the AFC Championship game.
I can definitely, Bills, man. I low-key really like that Matt Milano actually re-signed with them. I think it was a good pickup for him, you know what I'm saying? So they did a lot to supplement. Emmanuel Sanders was definitely a good pickup. So I give it to you that those are powerhouse teams that did the right things to supplement their roster. Like, I think it was good additions. And really, like, it's so funny that, like, whoever is, like, or who seems to be the dominant team for whoever, like, maybe 2 or 3 years, you just start seeing other teams chase and make moves to chase. It's like, we didn't beat them this time because we didn't have enough wide receivers.
Look at the Patriots.
Wide receiver. Yeah. Get a free agent wide receiver. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's just chasing. It's just chasing. Yeah. That's all it is. It's all it is.
Well, how does it feel to be the chased instead of the chaser?
It definitely feels a little bit different, but it definitely feels different. But, like, kind of going on that point, Drew, you already see like teams starting to try to do the same thing. So like teams are trying to re-sign their guys, trying to like also like somewhat create super teams, you know what I mean? Recruiting guys to come to an already good roster. And that's because the Bucks did it. I mean, like, I hate to toot our own horn, but like they did it. They made it work. It was the first time.
To you. He doesn't hate
you know. It just feels a little yucky. I'm usually the underdog in this situation, so it's like, you know, it feels weird.
It's
weird.
Yucky.
It's like I'm new money for the first time in 18 years. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't used to have. That's a whole lifetime. I went a whole lifetime without having money. You know what I'm saying? And now I got money. Like, how am I supposed to do with this? Like, damn, I can't go back. All my friends are broke. You know what I'm saying? Like.
All right, well, let's get into it's getting to be closer and closer to draft season. I'm excited about Suds and Studs this week. What position group are we talking about today?
Joe, we gotta go quarterback, and I think we gotta get this out there. A lot of people have actually, Drew, given their takes on the quarterbacks or whatever, so like that's kind of past, but we gotta get it out there from our standpoint. And and honestly, like, the tape is all out there. The takes are all out there. But here's my top 5, and just kind of a little blur. We'll discuss it and kind of go from there. But my number 1 quarterback, I don't know if we talked about this before, Drew, but Zack Wilson, BYU. He's my number 1 quarterback in this draft class. I think he is better than Trevor Lawrence. I have to say that for people to understand it, but I think he is better than Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence is my number 2. Don't get me wrong. Trevor Lawrence is my number 2 quarterback. I've come around on him a little bit more, but the reason why I like Zack Wilson over Trevor Lawrence, Zack Wilson is accurate as hell. He's athletic as hell, processes the game very well, doesn't make a lot of bad decisions, and has a little gunslinger in him too. And what I like about him is he does all that, and one of his best traits is his accuracy, and he has arm strength to get the ball down the field. Like, he, to me, and like, I don't really like comparisons, but like, I would love to see Zack Wilson become a more athletic Drew Brees. Like, I want that on my team. I'm sorry. Like, let me get that for 15, 20 years, please. You know, Trevor Lawrence is obviously more athletic. He's, if you pick a quarterback out of a, you know, book, he's probably what you're going to get. But like, I think that he's a little overrated, in my opinion. And, you know, that is what it is.
I don't think he's been hit enough.
Takes out there.
I don't think he's been hit enough.
That's very true. That's Drew, and somebody was making this point, but like, a lot of these top tier program quarterbacks, they have it too easy. Yeah. Don't they? Like,
yeah,
it's too easy. And I think you're right. Like, we're going to see Trevor Lawrence get to the NFL. And I don't know if he'll struggle, but it's going to be a lot harder than it was at Clemson, put it that way.
Like, I definitely saw Joe Burrow's face a couple of times last year when he just get straight and mollywopped. And he would get up and look like, huh, what? Who was that?
Welcome to the league.
Yeah.
Welcome to the league.
And you know, every defensive player out there wants to say that to him when they get there.
Oh,
you know what I mean? So, yeah. I think Trevor Lawrence, maybe more so than some quarterbacks in the past few years, but my man is going to have a target and a half on his back.
Yeah.
Talk about wanting to be called the King Slayer. If you take out Trevor Lawrence, you are the King Slayer.
Part of that is definitely the long hair.
For sure.
It is. Like, it's definitely a long hair. But, like, and you know, like, you just talked about it, like, every player wants to say that to him. Imagine how many times, every time they get a good hit on them, by week 16, they like, I know! I heard it! You know what I'm saying?
I know where I'm at. I know it's the league.
Oh, no. Right. Exactly. But my number 3 quarterback, Mac Jones, Alabama, talking about having it easy. Okay. I think Mac Jones he's a prisoner of that. Like, he's better than you think he is, and he's accurate, processes the game very, very well. Not as athletic, but like, he's a prototype pocket passer, and I like that. I like that a lot. My number 4, Drew, I think you knew this was coming. Kyle Trask. I like Kyle Trask.
You do love this guy.
I do.
I hear about.
I like Kyle Trask, man.
My man loves Kyle Trask.
I think he's got a gunslinger. He doesn't, Drew. He doesn't have a strong arm. Like, it's not the strongest arm, but he's accurate. He can be a little dangerous at times, but I think he has a very high upside.
Y'all should go for him.
pocket passer.
Put him in
He's
the
a
system.
pocket passer. I think
system.
he might be good down the road, but I like Kyle Trask.
Well, he
number
doesn't have
5
to
is
play
Trey
for the
Lance.
next 5 years, so it's fine.
Right, exactly. My number 5 is Trey Lance.
Okay.
I think
Trey Lance?
I think he'll be good.
You like Trey Lance?
Not really.
Okay,
not really. Yeah, I don't. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think he'll be good. I think he'll be serviceable. But like, is he overhyped for me? Hell yeah, man.
He didn't play that great.
Please
this
prove
year.
me wrong.
And he didn't have that great
please
a competition.
Prove me wrong.
I don't know.
Yep.
I don't. A lot of mock drafts have us taking. I agree with you. I think Wilson is the best quarterback in this draft. I think he's going to become the great. Yep. I think it's going to be a Burrow Herbert kind of situation. Where Wilson's kind of Herbert.
True.
And Lawrence is Burrow in this situation. And if the Panthers trade up, if they throw the farm and trade up for that 2 spot and get Justin Fields over Wilson, I might. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and say it. I'm going to put it on tape. I might become a Chiefs fan. I might jump on the wife's bandwagon.
Oh,
if the Panthers draft,
Drew.
if they move up, if we let Justin Fields or Trey Lance fall to us at 8, I'm okay with that. It is what it is. But if we trade up and if we, Trubisky ourselves, I'm going to be so mad I might not be a fan anymore. That's all I'm saying.
It's big words. Big words. I'm shook. That shook me to my core right there, man. Shook me to my core right there.
I don't want him.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's interesting. Man, well, happy draft, folks.
I mean, but that's kind of how that's how fans feel. Yeah. You know what I mean? When they're just like, I'm done. I hate this. Like
believe me, I've been there.
Yeah, like how many?
So many times.
I'm saying, if you have to go back into the history of you being a Buccaneers fan, just throw a percentage out there for me. Throw me a percentage of the draft picks you've actually been hyped about at the time.
Me, a lot of them, and like I'll tell you this. Because I love my team so much, I get hyped about pretty much every draft pick from the fourth round on up to the first round. But like, is it misplaced hype? Hell yeah, because we had a lot of busts. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, and the one that I remember that I really hated, but obviously it's my team and I love him and I had to get on board with. Y'all know it. Vernon Hargreaves. I hated that pick. I hated the pick.
He loves that guy.
God, I hated that pick. And like, I talked myself into like, all right, he's a corner. We needed a corner. Like, no, that dude is garbage. Hated it. I wasn't, and Drew, I think you know this too. Like, I wasn't necessarily happy about the Vita Vea pick. I am now. Like, clear. I mean, like, I got on board with that one, but like, I was like, all right, but like. And now I go back and watch his tape, and I'm like, I don't know how. Like, I loved it at the time, but I didn't think it was as dominant as it now looks. But either way,
I mean, he's crushing it now. I think it's a pretty good pick now.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it is that time. It is the third round of the quarterback with the most punchable face.
Hell yeah!
Got our bracket finals. We're down to the Elite 8. We're gonna be down to the Final 4 after today. Sean, how you feeling about the tournament so far? You enjoying the action?
I am enjoying the action, and I will say that Kirk Cousins' picture on our post of the head-to-head really made me want to punch that man in the face. Like, I really it was a great shot to kind of drive the point home that dude has a punchable face, right?
Yeah.
The Drew Locke picture too. The Drew Locke picture.
That was our social media's favorite matchup. So this week.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what final you want to do first? We got Goober, Mr. Steal Your Girl, Fresh Face, or Old Man.
Let's go with Old Man. Yeah, let's do that.
The finals. We got Big Ben Roethlisberger versus Drew Brees.
I am going I'm going Ben Roethlisberger. I'm going Ben Roethlisberger this week. And you know why? It's because Ben Roethlisberger's still in the league. Take your ass home, man. Go home.
He re-signed, bro.
One more time.
He is a hero, sir. He is a saint. He took his salary down from $19 million to $14 million, sir, for the sake of cap space. Yeah. Okay? So, yeah. I want to punch him in the face, too. I'm going Big Ben Roethlisberger.
Nice.
Our judges also agreed, and social media agreed as well. It's a clean sweep for Big Ben over Drew Brees.
Big Ben getting that step right on up. Oh, Drew, and you said he is a saint, but you know who's not a saint anymore? Drew Brees. Hey, go home. To hell with y'all Saints fans. We don't. I mean, your team sucks.
Oh man, I just love the sheer fact that this season brought out the worst in the rivalry of the Saints and Buccaneers. Like that's what I love. It's great.
Yeah. I can't wait for next year. It's gonna be a fever pitch. It's gonna be at a fever pitch, man.
All right, what's the next? What division we going next?
Let's go fresh face.
Fresh face final. Josh Rosen found out he's on the 49ers. Versus Justin Herbert.
Josh Rosen.
I'll go Josh Rosen too. And our judges agree, and so does social media. So another clean sweep.
Wow. Damn. He is the most back-up-ist quarterback ever.
And we still hate his guts.
Go against these greats in these matchups.
That shows how much of a punchable face he has. This dude doesn't even, he's not a blimp on our radar. We still want to punch him in the face. Just out of pure looks.
The quarterback with the littlest amount of tape out there is winning in our 3 games. Is winning in our bracket. Yeah, he's winning in our bracket.
It'll be interesting to see if he takes down Big Ben next week. I'm excited about that.
Oh yeah, good matchup.
We'll save the Mr. Steal Your Girl interesting final for last. But let's go Goober. Right. Kirk Cousins versus Drew Locke. First of all, I want to say how hurt I am that there's that many Drews in the league that we want to punch in the face. 2 out of the final 8 named Drew.
Do you think the name contributed to their faces being punchable?
I hope not. But to be fair, Drew Locke doesn't look like a Drew. You know what I mean?
You think he has another first name and just goes by Drew?
Oh, I bet. I mean, I hate those people. AKA me.
I was thinking about that. I was like, wait, you do that?
Yeah, I do that. See, that's how sacred the name is.
It's true.
All right, our judges and social media are split on this one, so that was interesting. Who you going with, Kirk O'Bangs or Drew Locke?
I'm going with Kirk. Gotta go with Kirk.
I'm going with Kirk as well. And our judges agree. Nice. Social media picked Drew Locke. Social media picked Drew Locke.
I like it.
You like that? Moving on.
Yeah. Kirko, moving on.
Well, it comes down to the matchup of the week.
Matchup of the week, right?
2 former Patriot quarterbacks. Mr. Steal Your Girl final, Jimmy Garoppolo versus Drew Brees' father, Tom Brady. That's what I was getting at.
Yeah. Oh man. Tampa Tom versus Jimmy GQ.
Now he's Tampa Tom.
Yeah. Man, listen.
You see how they're on a first name basis now?
Yeah, I'm still on my Brady cloud, man. And I've never had sex with a porn star, so a little jealous. I'm punching Jimmy GQ in the face, man. I'm going Jimmy GQ. I'm going Jimmy G.
I'm going Tom Brady because I still hate that man. So let's take it to the judges, and the judges get this 100%.
Heart you, big dog.
100% to Tom Brady. 100%.
Damn. People hate his
Jimmy
ass.
G got not one vote.
And he has a punchable face, too.
Yeah, right?
Not one vote.
Right.
Not one vote.
So our final four, we got Big Ben versus Josh Rosen and Kirk Cousins versus Tom Brady. We'll put it all up on social media when time comes and get y'all's votes, and also send it to the judges.
Will Kirk Cousins be able to beat Tom Brady? Like, I mean, clearly he has one of the most punchable faces in the league.
I think the final four is pretty good.
Will he beat Tom
I'm happy
Brady?
with how our final four has turned out.
Yeah. I mean, and Josh Rosen, man, like, just the guy.
If he
just
wins,
the guy. That's the sentence. That's
if he wins, we have to come up with some kind of trophy to send him, just so he can say he won something.
Oh yes.
We got to find out that man's mailing address and get him this.
Yeah.
This
we need to like we should look up like meme faces. You know what I'm saying? Like something that is an easily recognizable symbol, and just like go to the trophy store, get a little $5 trophy or something.
Yes.
Send it to him. We have to send it to him. I think he'd probably retweet it or something. He probably would. Like, he seems like a good sport. I don't
know. We'll see. Maybe he'll prove me wrong.
Nickel. Yeah. It's nickel and dime, baby. It's nickel and dime.
Well, speaking of which, that is our show for this off season. We're going to continue to keep coming at you with the off season news, quarterback carousel updates, these weird segments that are just floating around in our brains. Follow us on Instagram at nickel_dime football. Check me out on Instagram as well at Laugh with Harrison. And you catch all past episodes and a bunch of other stuff at drewharrisoncomedy.com. Sean, what about you?
Oh, man, at the kid Suds on Twitter. And, of course, at nickel_dime FB on Twitter as well. Catch me on my YouTube, Young Suds the Buck, and just got content coming for you there. We link all these pages together, so like, follow, subscribe, every single one of them if you could. We really appreciate it. We appreciate y'all, man, trying to come back at y'all, off-season content, and just get at us. Let's chop it up. And if you have any ideas, let us know down in the comment section. Hit us up at those links, and let us know. We want to do content that you want to see, so we love y'all. Out.